The Lagina brothers have been a mystery for 12 seasons, with their fascination with Oak Island rooted in the legend of the Money Pit. Rick Lagina found an article in Reader's Digest about a mysterious treasure buried on the small landmass off the coast of Nova Scotia in 1965. This led to Rick becoming obsessed with the legend and reading everything he could about Oak Island. Marty Lagina, a practical, business-minded individual, also became involved in the mystery. In the early 2000s, the brothers decided to investigate the mystery and joined forces with Craig Tester, a longtime friend and expert in drilling and engineering. They bought a 50% stake in Oak Island Tours Incorporation in 2006, giving them partial ownership of the island. Since then, they have spent over a decade and a half digging, searching, and unraveling more questions than answers. At the heart of everything is the Money Pit, a deep, booby-trapped hole first discovered in 1795 by 3 teenagers. They found wooden platforms every 10 feet, almost as if someone had intentionally created layers to protect whatever was at the bottom. However, just as they thought they were getting closer, the pit flooded with water, stopping them in their tracks. Every attempt to dig deeper has been met with sudden flooding, collapses, or dead ends. Modern technology has helped the Laginas uncover traces of gold, silver, and even strange fragments of parchment, suggesting that something valuable was buried there at some point. Whether it is still there or not, that's the real question. As the brothers kept digging, new theories began to emerge, some pointing to the Knights Templar as the ones who originally hid something on Oak Island. The Templars were a secretive medieval order with enormous wealth, and when forced into hiding in the 14th century, some believe they fled to North America, bringing their riches and possibly the Holy Grail with them. The discovery of a lead cross on Oak Island in 2017, dating back to the Templar era, has further fueled this idea. Nolan's cross, a strange pattern of 5 large boulders perfectly arranged in the shape of a Christian cross, might be a marker left behind by someone who wanted to guide future seekers to the treasure. There is also the theory that the treasure is not from medieval Europe at all, but rather from Spanish ships sailing in the 16th and 17th centuries. Some of the metal found underground seems to support this idea. But whether it is pirate loot or Spanish treasure, no one knows for sure. Oak Island, a mysterious island with numerous secrets, has been the focus of treasure hunters since the 19th century. One of the most puzzling discoveries was a stone tablet pulled from the Money Pit in the 19th century, which had strange symbols translated to say, 40 feet below, 2 million are buried. However, the stone disappeared in the early 20th century, and it is unclear whether it was lost or stolen. The island seems to be designed to keep its secrets buried, with flooding in the Money Pit being part of an elaborate booby-trap system. Researchers have found evidence of man-made flood tunnels leading from the ocean to the Money Pit, designed to flood any excavation attempts. The legend of the curse, which states that 7 people must die before the treasure will be found, has also added a layer of danger to the already dangerous search. The Lagina brothers have been at it for over 16 years, pouring millions of dollars, countless hours, and some of the best technology into solving this puzzle. After 12 seasons, they have found more questions than answers, but they are not giving up. Rumors have started about what the Laginas are hiding, and people are side-eyeing the whole operation. The Lagina brothers bought into the Oak Island treasure hunt long before the History Channel jumped in, but once the cameras arrived, the search slowed down due to logistics and filming a reality show. This means that if there is gold, they are not in a hurry to find it. Viewers have joked that the real treasure is the TV money, and as long as people keep watching, there is no incentive to find anything too quickly. If they dig up some legendary treasure tomorrow, what happens? The show is over, and the History Channel is not letting go of its most profitable mystery that easily. The Curse of Oak Island is a popular TV show that has been dubbed as classic pseudo-history by academics. The show, which has been redug and overanalyzed for 2 centuries, has been framed as groundbreaking by the Laginas and their crew. However, the show's credibility is questionable due to the lack of written documentation of the original discovery in 1795, contradictory stories, and sketchy details passed down over generations. The curse on Oak Island is another plot device that adds suspense and makes the show feel urgent. 6 people have already died searching for treasure on the island, meaning they are just one tragedy away from finally uncovering the big secret. This curse is a perfect reality TV plot device, adding suspense and making everything feel more dangerous. Franklin D. Roosevelt, a famous leader in history, was obsessed with Oak Island and invested in a treasure hunting company because he believed French royal jewels were hidden there. However, he never found anything. If a literal US president could not solve the mystery, what are the chances that two guys from Michigan will? The Laginas have been vague about how the money is coming for the hunt, with Rick Lagina calling the topic forbidden, and Marty stating it was, basically, coming from them. This raises questions about whether there are private investors or if the History Channel is footing a bigger bill than they let on. The show is not a total scam, as the Laginas seem genuinely obsessed with the treasure and were already searching before TV cameras showed up. However, the show may be dragging out the search to maximize ratings and potentially finding artifacts suspiciously at the right moment. As the History Channel continues to squeeze every last bit of entertainment value out of the island, viewers will likely continue to watch more shocking discoveries instead of real answers. The Lagina brothers have finally found gold on Oak Island, a small, tree-covered island off the coast of Nova Scotia. For over 200 years, treasure hunters have been obsessed with the island due to legends that it holds an incredible treasure, including gold, jewels, and ancient artifacts. However, the treasure has remained just out of reach, until now. After a decade of high-tech exploration, heavy drilling, and following every possible clue, the Lagina brothers and their team have found actual proof that treasure might be closer than ever before. The team focused on borehole DN11.5, which was one of several carefully chosen drill sites based on previous discoveries and high-tech surveys. They had already encountered hints of man-made structures underground, so as the drill bit punched through the ground, all eyes were on the results. At around 90 feet deep, something unusual happened. The drill broke through into open space, meaning they found a void or empty chamber underground. This was a huge deal because natural underground voids are extremely rare in this area. If there is open space down there, someone put it there, and that someone may have been hiding treasure. To find out, the team called in geologist Terry Matt to take a closer look. He observed that the void at DN11.5 lined up perfectly with two other boreholes, DN12.5 and DN13.5, where previous drilling had also uncovered evidence of tunnels. That meant one thing. This was not just some random hole. They had discovered part of a larger underground structure. To find out what was inside the newly discovered void, the team extracted core samples, cylindrical chunks of earth and material pulled straight from the hole. As they examined the samples, they hit something solid. This was wood at 90 feet deep, which was man-made and almost certainly old. The team sent the sample to a lab for testing to confirm whether this wood came from a natural collapse, an old searcher tunnel, or something much older and more significant. The wood contained common elements, but they also found gold. This was significant because wood does not randomly contain gold, meaning either it had been physically touching the gold at some point in the past, or water containing dissolved gold had soaked into the wood over time. With evidence from boreholes DN11.5, DN12.5, and DN13.5 all lining up, the team now has a clear direction for their next move. The Lagina brothers are closer than ever to uncovering the legendary riches long rumored to be hidden on Oak Island.